Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to the fellow audience. My name is Muhammad Amir bin Muhammad YUSOFF. I am 16 years of age and I'm from SMK Abu Bakar Temerloh. Today I am going to review a book called The Story of Philosophy by Will Durant. This book contains around 482 pages. It might seem a lot, but trust me, every page is worth to read for. Nowadays, people are having trouble managing their lives due to the lack of education in theory. Philosophy is a main compartment in our life. Not only it tells us about the way of life, but it also tells us about the ways of thinking rationally. Well, take it as reading books of tactics in chess, but make the chess part into life. The past historical events about philosophy not only has granted us a step forward in mankind, but it also helped us evolve psychologically. This book was originally written by the author Will Durant. First, let me tell you about the author's life and the backstory behind it before we get into the book. Will Durant was born in North Adams, Massachusetts in 1885. He originally wanted to become a priest. He graduated from St. Peter's College in New Jersey in 1907. He then worked as a journalist and a teacher before entering the seminary at Seton Hall 2 years after graduating. He then on read books from the libraries and embraced the views of the evolutionary biologist Charles Darwin and the heretical philosopher Baruch Spinoza. Durant ultimately decided that priesthood wasn't for him, and he dropped out of the seminary. In 1922, Emmanuel Haldeman Julius, the publisher of Little Blue Books, attended Durant's lecture about Plato. He became very convinced, and he later on commissioned Durant to write a booklet about Plato, followed by Aristotle, and then another 9 booklets. The popular American publishing company Simon Schuster then on took notice and published the 11 booklets in one volume, hence the name The Story of Philosophy in 1926. The Story of Philosophy was welcomed by a lay audience thanks to Durant's anecdotes and commentary. Simon and Schuster hoped that the book would sell around 1,500 copies, but instead surpassed 3 million copies by the time of Durant's death in 1981. The book then on translated into 7 different languages. Because of this success, he then on focused on his writing career and decided to collab with his wife on their own trivial magnum opus called The Story of Civilization. They published 11 best-selling volumes which covered more than 110 centuries of history. The 10th volume, Rousseau and Revolution, won a Pulitzer Prize in 1968. Will and Ariel Durant were awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1977. His life is full of interesting events, isn't it? Back onto the book. The book has over 11 chapters purely about the ideologies of philosophers. For example, the German philosopher called Friedrich Nietzsche once claimed that nature is beyond good and evil. By nature, all men are unequal. That morality is an invention of the weak to limit and deter the strong. That power is the supreme virtue and the supreme desire of man, and that all forms of government are the wisest and the most natural is aristocracy. Not only does this tell us about the dark side of humanity, it also gives us awareness on how to take action without wasting time. People always say that we learn from mistakes, but philosophy teaches how to avoid those mistakes and achieve the same goals without wasting time. Another quote that I took from the book is Civis me flair, primum tibi flindum by Horace, a popular Roman lyric poet, which meant, if you want me to weep, you yourself first must feel grief. This quote alone tells us to sacrifice for the things that we want. We also need to put our lives on the line so that with the things we do could be meaningful. For example, If we wanted to be successful, we would put our lives up for the sake of it. If we took an easy route, such as winning a gamble, etc., the money wouldn't be as meaningful as we earned it with hard work. The story of philosophy includes much more morals than I included. Not only is it capable of changing one's life, but it also makes us stronger in terms of mentally. We live in a society whereas mentally strong individuals are being depended on. But day by day, the specialty is becoming lesser and lesser. This book has helped me in so many ways, such as I got to handle problems that I didn't even knew I could handle. I recommend you to grab this book, as you can find it in your nearest bookstore or even in online. If you could get your hands on this book, I'm sure it will benefit you as the same it did mine. That's all from me. Thank you.